Hey everybody, I'm trying to do like one of those little capture things because, as you guys noticed, there was no coffee in a Kiki yesterday. My head looks nuts. Okay. There was no coffee in a Kiki. Wow, interesting. There was no coffee in a Kiki yesterday. Josh and I went to Pennsylvania. It was my cousin Stacy's bridal fitting, so I went and I brought him along to meet my mom finally, and my aunt and my cousins. And then he went back to his family's house in Allentown, and then I went to the dress fittings, and then we came home. By the time we got home, it was after midnight, and just huh. So I didn't have time to make a video Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's now Thursday, doing a live capture. Got my notes, so I actually can like say things and have them make sense. So let me get my coffee. It's like really full. So coffee and a Kiki coffee, rainbow spotted mug. As always, I love this mug so much. It's humongous. Okay. So first things first, I have to say it's actually our mom's birthdays. My mom and Josh's mom have the same birthday. My mom's I think 12 years older, but they have the same birthday. So happy birthday to Rhonda and Judy. Mwah, I love you both. So let's get started on RuPaul's Drag Race this week. So this week we found out who the top three were. Um, Everyone I had heard from said it was going to be a final four this year. So I don't. I guess that just didn't happen. I don't know. So let's get started. So in this episode, the girls had to like do the little dance challenge, and like the sexy black guy came out and was like teaching them choreography, and I just couldn't stop laughing at Bianca. Like she just makes me laugh so much. I love her. I adore her so much. I just love the part about the stroke because I just kept thinking about that joke that Samar has in Queens of Comedy. Like, find a man that got a stroke, goddammit. You knock me, he's sideways. You're the perfect goddamn couple. That's just what I think of. And then they went in and like had the little lunches with Auntie Rue and Mama Rue, not Auntie Rue, Mama Rue. And I just think that like it's like I think that Courtney as a whole kind of like projects her insecurities on other people. Like all the things that she says about like Bianca and like the other queens when she says like, oh well, they always do this and they do that and they do this. And I'm like, no bitch, because you do that too. So shut up. Like I think I think she needs to show some more humility, and I think she needs to show the fact that she's not a robot. And I think that even though she's trying to, it's not it's not succeeding, and she just kind of I've been liking her less and less every week. I don't hate her, but it's like she's just I'm kind of like, okay, we get it. Like you're a superstar in your home country, but like, that's not reason to win Drag Race. Yes, you're pretty. Yes, you have great wigs. Yes, you have great outfits, but that's like to me that's not what America's Next Drag Superstar is. I loved when they were showing them in the workroom and Bianca was like cleaning the lace front with like the toothbrush because I do that. So it was really great to have them show her cleaning a lace front because girls, you got to clean your lace front every single time you wear them and put them on your head. Clean it. Trust me, you will thank me later. Speaking of wigs, what was that like little short thing on the back of Courtney's wig? I mean, I understand the purpose of it. I understand that it's supposed to kind of camouflage your boy neck, but I don't know why it was so high up. It came up to like here. Like I can understand having a little ring of short little hairs along the bottom because I've done stuff like that too. But with, having it be like a 2 inch like little shelf, it was just weird to me. But I liked the overall style of that wig and the color. It's a little darker than she normally does. Alarm clock. Josh is still sleeping. And we snoozed. So, yeah, I was not really a big fan of whatever that was on her head. Um, Darian, I really loved Darian's little conversation with Rue about like her mother and her mother asking her to leave the house and everything. And I think that Rue brought up a good point is that Darian does need to love herself. And I think that it's not just Darian, everybody needs to love themselves more. And I see Darian getting a lot of slack for like people. I see Darian getting like yelled at and like on Facebook about like being a bitch and being this and that, and it always goes back to her being fat. And I'm like, honey, like someone said, oh, I think there's an angry person in Darian, like, or maybe three or four, and I'm just like, no, that's just not. If that's the only thing you can call someone out on is their weight, like you need to grow up, especially because this was coming from a formerly fat gay boy like myself. So I'm like, mm-mm, no, you no. Remember where you came from, bitch. So I think that that's true, but I do like Darian Lake, and like I've said since day one, it's all in the editing. They all say equally mean things about each other. They all say the same kind of shady stuff about each other, but it's the way that they edit it is the way they want you to like them. And so Darian kind of became like the bully this season, kind of like with Delta Work season, how she was kind of like the mean one, you know? And as I love Delta Work, and like I'm Facebook friends with her, I talk to her, she's amazing. And it's just in the editing, and I think people forget that this is reality TV. Yes, it really happened, and yes, it's reality, but it's scripted, and they edit it to make it come across the way that they want it to. And that's how they get the people to win that win, and the people that go home to go home, because they kind of have it set out every week who's going to go home, and then with the editing, they make it seem like they deserve to go home. You know what I mean? Let me see. Bianca. So I think Bianca's little interview with Rue was great, and I love the fact that she was like, I didn't think I was gonna be a mentor, but here I am mentoring the children, and I think that that's good. And I think that she brought up a point about it later, is that she kind of mentored her because she wasn't competition, and I kind of do agree with that. Like I've had people ask me to be, my assistant or my intern or whatever, but these people are like already hair people. These people are drag queens, and I'm just like, no, because you'd be my competition and you'd like, try to show me up or steal my clients or whatever. So I'm like, no. And so I do really sympathize with Bianca, and I think that we are like two minds the same, because I agree with her. Like, you don't trust anybody. You put a guard up. You don't trust anybody. You let your guard down when you feel like it. Everyone says, I love you, you're the best, way too much. And I totally agree with that, especially in the drag community. Someone meets you once and they love you and you're their best friend. And it's like, that's not how this works. So I totally do understand and sympathize with her why she has the guard up and everything. And I think it was great for her to let it down. Finally, she has a heart in her there. It might be three sizes too small, but she's got one. Um, I love when she was like, and it bears repeating, I hate you. So funny. So funny. Um, Adore. I can totally sympathize with Adore with her little meeting with Rue as well. It's because, my dad doesn't really support drag. I mean, it's not like he says he flat out hates it, but like growing up, I wanted dolls and Barbies and I wanted to be the Pink Ranger and like all of that. And my dad wasn't really having it. And not necessarily that my dad ever said that he was embarrassed of me, but like I think that now that I'm an adult and I'm reaching 30, it's kind of like I feel that like I kind of missed out on a childhood with my dad because of how effeminate I was and everything. And I totally like can sympathize with her mom. Like me and drag is my mom's background on her phone. Like her lock screen is Bernadette, and so my mom loves it. And my aunt, my mom's sister that I went to the fitting with yesterday, loves it too. And so I really can sympathize with Adore with the whole like split parental thing. But like parents do come around. Like once they realize. I think once his dad watches the show and I think once his dad sees how much Adore really does affect and has a presence and can how much other people look up to him. I think that that might change. I hope. I can only hope that that's what's going to happen. Because I think that he deserves it. I think you deserve to have if you're lucky enough to have both parents still living and still together or just living. I think that it's great to kind of try to form a bond with them and try to like get there. You know what I mean? Um, Okay, Matthew Anderson. It says online that he was born in Australia. I've heard from multiple people that he actually was not. And my thing was is that like every time he's been on the show, his accent goes in and out. Like sometimes he has an accent, sometimes it's Australian, sometimes it's English, sometimes it's American. And I mean, I love Matthew and I love his work. Like I adore his work and what he can do on a face and with hair is just ridiculous. But I'm just like, what's this accent? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bianca, what does that say? Challenge. Um, I don't know what that says. I wrote it with a Sharpie and it's huge. I think Bianca did really, 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 really well in the dance challenge. I loved her kind of sexy side, like this. That I loved how she brought that out and how she was kind of, showing a different side of herself, and I really liked that. Adore, I feel like she was just being Anna Nicole again in the acting challenge. I was not impressed. I was kind of like, nah, seen it already, done. Um, Courtney, the glasses and the props, I just kind of felt like that was a crutch, and I feel like Courtney has to rely on something because I think she has to rely on something because I think that like, as a whole, maybe Courtney isn't really confident after under all of that. I think that she kind of has to always rely on something, whether it be singing, whether it be body, whether it be hair, whether my screensaver just went on. There we go. I think she always has to rely on something, and I think that that's kind of her downfall. And now that I'm seeing the top three and I'm seeing how she's acting every week, like I kind of wish she'd went home a while ago. Like I kind of, I miss Darian and I miss Dayla. I definitely miss Dayla, and I'm just, I kind of, I'm kind of over Courtney, and I kind of been over Courtney for a while. As you guys can see from my videos, like sometimes I forgot to even talk about her at all, and I'm like, oh, well, and let me see, Darian in the challenge. I loved Darian in the acting challenge. Like I loved just like that over the top. And I remember when Josh and I watched it, when she was like, I almost fell off the sofa laughing. It was so funny, and I love Darian. And like I said, it's all with the editing. And like I think Darian's always been really sweet to me on Instagram and on Facebook, and she's always been very kind. And I think that people forget that this is edited and this is, it's edited so that you root for people and you hate people. And that's what reality TV is. And people forget that. And so I think that, I love Darian Lake and I have liked her every week. I mean, yeah, she could be a bitch, but they are all bitches and they're all mean to each other and they all hate each other. And it's like, just people need to just calm the hell down. Courtney and the reflection. I was just like, Courtney, just like that's not just because you're, Australia's Rupaul, that's not the reason why you should win America's drag superstar. Like, I mean, I kind of think maybe if she does win, like maybe she'll bring um it'll be like Courtney's drag race in like Australia or something. I don't know. But I think that like the reasons that she gave were just not good reasons. Like I'm just like that's not why you should win, honey. You're just pretty. Adore on the runway. She should have worn her little thing, because she had hog body again. I understand like the back of the dress was open, but like that was like a sequinqueen.com dress. Like literally just like shook it out, put it on, and I'm just like I was not a fan. And then she wore that blonde hair again. The blonde hair she wore in the challenge. She just teased it up, and I think she put more of a root in it. And what is that root? Like why is it so big and so black? What is that? Bianca, I loved her on the runway in that blue. Oh my god, that blue gown. Here's my thing. It's like, why didn't she wear that blue gown last week? I understand you had to make the gown you wore last week, but she could have made the same gown last week, and she probably would have won if she had worn that gown. She would have won over Adore, but hearsay. Courtney, I loved her wig. I loved the shape of it. I loved the very almost like 80s, 70s Farrah Fawcett kind of Xanadu kind of thing. I liked that. I loved the dress. I thought it was really beautiful. Darian, I loved that fringe dress. I love Darian. She's so glamorous and she's so classy, and that bitch can lip sync. Like, girl can lip sync the house down. Boots, shoes, sandals, stilettos, everything. Like, she can do it, and I was really sad to see her go. And Courtney, I think, is just like a robot. Like they said, like in the music video, she was like, just robot. And I'm just like, no, just no. And when they did their speeches, Adore was like, I want to teach all the little mermaids of the world. And I'm like, teach them what? To like throw on a shake and go. I mean, her face is always great. Teach them how to do makeup and how to throw on a shake and go wig and a dress from like Target. Like, granted, I wear dresses from Target, but I at least do my own hair. Bianca, I really did like her speech about putting the guard down and everything, because I feel like she has been kind of a hard ass, and she is nice. And like I've met her multiple times, I've interacted with her, I've talked to her, and I think that, like she said, it is kind of like you don't want to let people in, you don't want to trust people, you don't want to let people in, and I totally agree with her like that, because I feel exactly the same way, especially about drag queens. Guess it means I've been talking for over 10 minutes. Courtney, Australian RuPaul. Again, it's just like, why? Like, it's not. I was just like, I didn't think that that was a good speech. I'm just like, okay, we get it. You're pretty. You're famous in Australia. We get it. People knew who you are. We get it. That's not the reason why you should win, bitch. And then Darian, I loved Darian's speech, and I loved how she was like, I just want to prove to like the big girls out there and like the kids in the audience that even this old bitter queen can do this. And I was, I love watching Darian perform, whether it's in an acting challenge or whether it's lip syncing or being a character or whatever. I love watching her, and I feel like it was really sad when she got you know, I knew she wasn't going to be top three. I mean, you know these things, but speak. Oh, I'm wearing blue like Bianca and Darian. Today it's my Broadway Babes t-shirt. So I think I was really sad to see her go, but it's like I knew she wasn't going to be in the top three, and that's kind of sad. But I knew it wasn't going to happen. And yeah, so next week we're going to see the music video, and the week after that we are going to see the finale and the crowning. And if you guys follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, you know that I'm extremely excited to watch the crowning because I did Milk's wig and I did Ivy Winters' wig. Ivy Winters is I did Ivy Winters' wig for the finale as well. So I'm really excited to see that on TV. If you guys want to see them, check me out on Facebook and my Instagram. I have pictures of the two of them there, and I really love how they both turned out. They both look gorgeous. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another Fun Friday video. I'm probably going to record that right after I'm done posting this video. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. I never know. I just talk. So if you guys like this kind of video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to check out all my fun social media stuff down in the box on every website except for Facebook. I am WiggingOutBZ, same as on here. On Facebook, I am Bobby Pins, same as my website, bobbypins.com. I just got a ton of new wigs in stock, so please check them out. I'm going to have new stuff coming in very soon, and I'm going to try to like expand my business and carry more fun accoutrement for hair. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Fun Friday video. Thanks. Stay tuned. Bye. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.